Well, it has been a little while since you got to this point in the season, and you said for Tennessee, all of your goals, your dreams and ambitions are still attainable. They're still in front of you. Now up to number 3 in the country, kind of flip-flopping with Alabama after the win on Saturday night. And Jason, what an atmosphere.
It was great. Can't write the strip any better. Tennessee going out winning, packed house, storming the field, tearing down the goalposts, record-setting day for certain individuals on the team. Offensive line was great. Defense stepped up when it needed to step up. All the VFLs in attendance, the big dang guys. I mean, it was a perfect night.
Kind of take me through. I mean, normally I'm not interviewing you, but take me through the field goal for you. Where were you still in the Vol Network box at this point?
Yeah.
And just kind of, thinking when it comes off the foot. I mean, I think that if you go back and watch it, there's like a collective gasp because he hits that knuckleball, and everybody's like, oh, he missed it short, and then it just keeps flying.
I had 2 cigars in my pocket. I pulled them out, and I was cutting one, and I was putting it in my mouth. And
Before he kicked it.
Before he kicked it. I mean, listen, I called Tennessee to win this game a week ago, so I felt like Chase McGrath was going to make it. It was kind of like that James Woodhart moment, right?
Yeah.
In 04 against Florida where he missed the extra point.
The only difference is they were not down a point when he kicked it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a kick to win the game after missing an extra point. So I had my cigar ready, and then when the kick went in, I went downstairs and I went to go view the scene there on the field.
I will say this: if you're going to end the 15 years of frustration, it did have to be a ball that just petered over the goalpost. That was a knuckleball that all the way to the end you're watching it going, is it going to make it? I mean, that's just the way it had to be done.
And it made it. And the place was euphoric. What a neat atmosphere, man. From the Vol walk, Heupel talked about it in the postgame press conference. After Akron, he got up there and he talked about how great the Vol walk was, and I'm like, that was Akron. I'm like, wait till next week if he thinks the Akron one was great. And then the Florida game had double the amount of people. And then yesterday was double the amount of the Florida people. I mean, it was insane.
Here's what's amazing to me. Where you were, Austin, is on the right side over there, is exactly where I was in 1998 against Florida. Because I saw where you were coming out onto the field, and it's the exact same path that I did in 1998 when the kick was wide left against Florida. You'll remember it for the rest of your life, just like I remember that one, because there are very few moments like that.
Yeah, I mean, when Will Hoyt made the kick, I was underneath the right upright. I mean, you're right. I mean, again, our jobs are a lot more fun when Tennessee's winning.
Well, sure.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I went there, he went there. You didn't go there, but you've been engrossed in the community. And so, like, you just kind of ride the wave. And right now, I think everybody involved, local businesses, the media, everybody's just kind of riding the wave of the team, and hey, we'll see where the wave takes us.
Here's what I'm going to say kind of quickly. I've been in the news business for, 30-something years. And over the years, we'll have consultants that will come in. I know I am. It's called hair color. But you'll have people come in that are consultants, and they will say that the research says people don't care about sports. They care about weather and news. And I've always told them this place is different. You got to throw out the research when you talk about what people care about in Tennessee, because you go everywhere in the community. You don't have to be a football fan for this to make a difference in your life. We're not even talking football now. We're just talking about life in Tennessee.
I was out grocery shopping today, and everyone in the store had a smile on their face.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was happy, everyone was chipper, and you can just tell. And people were talking. I was at the grocery store, and
everybody's in a good mood.
The cashier was talking to one of the customers about the game and how special it was. I mean, Knoxville lives and dies by Tennessee football and Tennessee athletics, and when you beat a team like Alabama on that stage, everyone's happy.
Well, we know it sure wasn't from the prices of the groceries, because they sure haven't went down.
They didn't care. They didn't care about the price.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They didn't care.
Do you remember when Butch Jones got pushed out of here, and he was over at, I believe, Nick and Jay's, and you and I visited with him when he was in a booth there, and he made a comment about that Knoxville, Tennessee is different as a college town than anywhere else because it's a fishbowl.
It is. It is a fishbowl. I mean, but I mean, it's Tennessee's fishbowl, and so I mean, again, everybody just kind of rides the wave of positive, negative, and right now everybody's riding the positive wave. And I've said this for the last couple of weeks. Everybody, go back to 2016. Tennessee had that murderers row, 4 straight weeks of Florida, Georgia, Texas A&M, Alabama. There's these just natural buffer weeks, man. I mean, I hate games like UT Martin. But I think for Tennessee, it's perfect. It's
perfect.
Hey, we're going to get some of the secondary.
Perfect.
We'll let them rest. Kamal Haddon, take another week. Cedric Tillman take another week. It's just this nice like buffer week.
You talk about advertising for the University of Tennessee. The celebration after the game, which will cost you $100,000 because they all got out there on the field. It'll cost you the money for the goalpost for both of them. Okay, you got more advertising Saturday than you have ever gotten in a day. CBS stayed with the celebration. Normally when the game's over, they're done. They stayed with the celebration, and they shut up. You let the music play, and you let the people all over the country just take it in.
Yeah, when they let the music play and let it be Dixieland Delight, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think Tennessee should make that their heading to the fourth quarter anthem. I'm over Garth Brooks. That puts the team to sleep over there. They're like, blame it all on my roots.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, like, let's get something that fires you up. And I think Dixieland Delight. If you're going to tout that it's about Tennessee, then I think Tennessee should adopt it and roll with it.
I like swag surfing though. I was swag surfing up in the booth.
So we'll talk football at some point in this show, but just the atmosphere of it. By the way, what is that? But as a former player, Jason, if you're a recruit and you're at that atmosphere, can you forget it?
No. You want to be a part of it. I mean, you can visualize yourself making plays like Jalin Hyatt. You can see yourself making plays on defense, like Jeremy Banks. I mean, you can visualize yourself playing at Tennessee when you're in an atmosphere like that. One of the coolest things was watching guys like Leonard Little and Al Wilson, them react to the field goal going in. And these are guys I was talking to on the sideline, and they're attracted to the culture and to the energy and atmosphere here at Tennessee because it is infectious.
It's infectious. So Jalin Hyatt essentially had, and we're going to bring him in now, he had essentially had a game that was a lot of wide receivers' careers.
Yeah.
Over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jalin, before we go to break and we send Jason over there to do the player perspective and all, I want to ask you one question. You look at your camera rather than me. Sorry, this is weird. Can you put it into words? How it feels when you're running 78 yards, nobody's around you, nobody's going to catch you, you got 102,000 people screaming, you're on national television. Can you put into words what that felt like?
Yeah, it's indescribable. Just the feeling that we had there, just the Vol Nation showing up, you can just sense the environment there. I'm truly blessed to be in that position and just having that opportunity.
Yes, we will go to break now. I wish you had your helmet off and we could have seen your hair flying in the wind. So we'll come back. Jason will go over. It's the Food City Player Perspective when we come back in the locker room, connected by Iris Networks.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Iris Networks, Knoxville Orthopedic Clinics, and Exterior Home Solutions.
When it comes to the game of football, teamwork is critical for success. When it comes to customer service and business, that team approach is just as critical. That's why we're such believers in our friends at Exterior Home Solutions. We have seen firsthand how Exterior Home Solutions has supported our community and treats their customers just like family. So when it comes to roofing, siding, or maybe a complete overhaul, please make Exterior Home Solutions your first and only call.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense. Call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Blue 2020 F-150 41990. Hut! Jake drops back. He's got a deal wide open. The crowd goes wild. With savings, whether you're looking for a low-mileage pre-owned truck to tailgate in or a minivan to get the whole family to the game, the Pre-Owned Patrol has what you're looking for. Only at Ted Russell Ford on Kingston Pike or Parkside Drive.
Hey, this is UT head football coach Josh Heupel. It's football time in Tennessee. When the Big Orange play, you don't have to miss a second of the action. Before, during, and after the game, just make sure your radios are tuned in to 107.7 WIVK. Or if you're on the go, download the WIVK app and listen anywhere. Your flagship station for the Tennessee Volunteers. 107.7 WIVK. It's a Tennessee tradition.
Do you want top-of-the-line fitness equipment for home, school, or work? New or reconditioned, Dynabody in Maryville has everything you need to build that gym. Used equipment brands include Paramount, Life Fitness, Nautilus, Hammer Strength, and Precor. Reach for the power with Dynabody.
Time for the Food City Players Perspective, and Jason is joined by, guys, the Walter Camp National Offensive Player of the Week after his 5-touchdown performance. Before we get going, Jason, 5 touchdowns, which gets him to 10. He's only the 9th Vol to get to double-digit touchdowns. He's only 3 away from the single-season mark by Marcus Nash.
It's unreal.
Halfway to go.
Unreal.
Jalin, how does it feel when you hear all that?
It feels like a blessing, but at the same time, you just want to take advantage of your opportunities. We knew we had a big-time receiver out. We knew we needed guys to step up. That's what we emphasized in the receiver room, and I'm just glad I took that opportunity.
Everybody saw the 5 touchdowns. You can see on Twitter guys like Dante Stallworth, who played. He was first-round pick here, showing you love. Everyone, the whole country saw you make those plays. But what they didn't see is the work in the summer. Over 15,000 balls caught on the jug machines. What did that do for your confidence coming to this season?
Yeah, that's one of my struggles I had last year, that I knew I had to, get fits, and it wasn't even a struggle. It's just a focus thing, just attention to detail. That's what I just want to emphasize this year. Just focus on the ball. Make sure you look it in all the way, and when you have that, just my confidence went up because I know I can do everything else. So just having that, what I did in the offseason, just help everything else.
You're faster, you're stronger. You saw that yesterday. Last touchdown was in traffic. You had a couple of other plays where you had some contact, but you ran through that. How has the weight room made you a better player?
Yeah, just taking it serious in the weight room. I knew that was another part of my weaknesses. I had to get better. I had a small frame, and when you have a small frame, you have to be at least strong enough to play here at the SEC level. So I just want to take advantage of the weight room that we had with Coach Smith, and he did a fantastic job of getting me right.
What did you see on film throughout the week at Alabama? Everybody's talking about their defense. Nick Saban is a cornerback whisperer. But what did you see on film that you felt like, hey, man, I can make some big plays this week?
We knew coming in they have a great D-line. We knew that. We knew Hook didn't have a lot of time back there, and we knew we had to make explosive plays. And just looking at their secondary, we thought that was their worst part of their defense, and we knew we had to take advantage of it.
Well, going into the game, you prepared not to have a bunch of time, but in actuality, you had all the time because the offensive line did a great job of protecting for Hooker to get you and your boys the ball. How was it, man, being able to run those full-length routes down the football field and have Hooker have that time to be able to deliver you the football?
Yeah, always. Every time I come off the sideline, any of our receivers, we always go up to them. Just what they did, they're the workforce of that offense, so just how they drive when we do have the running backs in, just what they do in practice, just correlates what they do in the season. And I'm grateful for those guys, and I'm glad they're taking the next step.
There's a zone that the athletes get into when you feel like the game is going slow and no one can hold you. Did you feel like you was in that zone on Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. I felt like I was in the zone. I felt like I had takeover or something. But just, like I said, it just goes to the offseason. When you do the right things in the offseason, this is what you expect, and I felt like I expected that, from me. So I just want to take advantage of my opportunities.
Walk us through what it was like when that field goal went in and you were on the football field and you saw a big orange swarm of fans hit the field. Yep. How long did it take you off the field, and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it probably took me at least 15 to 20 minutes to get off the field. But, just seeing Vol Nation out there, just seeing the support, just seeing everything, just orange, a sea of orange, it just shows you just what college football is like, just I don't know why you don't want to be here. This is the prime time of college football is here. And not only that, it's just with our team, I feel like our confidence as a team is getting way better. I feel like we're doing what we have to do, listen to our coaches, and that's the next step we have to keep taking.
You're not done, are you?
Oh, not done. I'm just starting.
A lot of people are happy right now. You beat Alabama. A lot of people are happy, satisfied, but you're not satisfied,
No,
right?
We're not.
Why is that?
Next game mentality. Still the beginning of the season, we think, and next game, that's another challenge. It's somebody stepping up on the field with us, and we have to take advantage of that no matter what team we play. And we have a common goal, and I think everybody in that locker room knows that, and we're ready to take that next step for that goal.
Wide receiver you is important here at the University of Tennessee. I know I'm proud of you. What is it like being in that locker room and seeing guys like Peyton Manning and all the legends come back and being able to play in front of those guys?
It just shows you the history, behind Tennessee football. It just shows you the tradition. Just seeing everybody in that locker room, Al Wilson, just Joey Kent, just guys like that who made plays here, who are great legends here. It just shows what the history is behind Tennessee, and it's just a blessing being here. Part of this team, and part of just everything we have built so far.
Jalin, do you understand that you're not supposed to be here in this position? I mean, you had 2 defensive backs out. You had Cedric Tillman out. You had a starting left tackle out. This is the second year of Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
We ahead of schedule here. What's been the message from Coach Heupel to you guys about not worrying about what people are saying, is going out there and having fun and just doing your job and maybe shocking the world?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to our common goal. We hadn't reached our common goal, our goal that we want to reach, and we know what our goal is. That's the SEC championship. That's the national championship. And when you have those thoughts, when you have those goals in mind, we know we just starting. We are expected to win that game, and that's how we want to come in.
Tennessee got a commitment at wide receiver today. What's your message when you see a receiver come in and you're hosting a wide receiver, and that wide receiver say, "Hey, Jalin, man, tell me why I should come here." What do you say to him?
Hey, well, the one we got today, he's from South Carolina, so he's automatically, a dog. He just come in here. So I give him credit for that. But if I'm a receiver in high school, I've been in high school, and just seeing what we're doing, just our offense, just how, just what we do on offense. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come here. This is wide receiver you. This is wide receiver you now, and I'm blessed with the players that we have, the coaches that we have, and they're a huge part of what we're doing.
What's better, the video that you saw of yourself scoring on the 78-yard touchdown, or the photo you saw of yourself smoking a cigar with Peyton Manning, the sheriff, man? Which one are you going with?
I'll probably say, smoking a cigar with Peyton Manning, just him being a legend. We all know about Peyton Manning, and it's a blessing for me because my family got to meet him, and we had a great time in that locker room after the game, so I'm highly blessed for sure.
Absolutely. Next time Peyton Manning's in town, I think he's going to have a Jalin Hyatt jersey on, guys.
Yeah, I would say so. What a game by that young man. Jalin,
Chad Johnson wants one. He wants the Jalin Hyatt jersey because he said he'll score.
Good grief. I mean, talk about taking the top off. I mean, good grief. Jalin, congratulations. By the way, a lot of people smoking cigars after the game, but if you'd truly like to be a part of Tennessee athletics, you can be a partner with Spire Sports, and that is going to be a member of the Volunteer Club. Go to volunteerclub.com. Partner up. You can give $5 a month, $20 a month, whatever it takes for the NIL initiative at Tennessee. We will break down football. Where does Tennessee go from here when we come back on The Locker Room?
The Locker Room is brought to you by Commercial Bank, Humana, E2 Sports, and OED Law. The Locker Room is brought to you in part by Knoxville Orthopedic Clinics, the exclusive orthopedic provider for University of Tennessee athletics for over 70 years.
This is the story of John Smith. Not this John Smith, or this John Smith, or any of the other hundreds of John Smiths that are Humana Medicare Advantage members. No, it's this John Smith, who we paired with a Humana team member to help address his own specific health needs. At Humana, we take a personal approach to your health to provide care that's just as unique as you are, no matter what your name is.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher. Our butchers offer special orders, custom cuts, and even entire meal recommendations. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
Huh, I bet he'd be great at wrapping presents.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
D1 training is not only for the athlete who wants to perform at their best. D1 offers adult training programs because we believe everybody needs training. With a specialized facility, targeted workouts, and professional trainers, D1 training has been in business 20 years strong. We'll give you everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is show up. Join us, D1 Hardin Valley or D1 Sevier County.
D1 Sports Training, the place for the athlete.
Humana goes inside the huddle, and there's nowhere else you can go besides the guy that just left the studio, Jason.
He was in the zone. No one could hold him, and he said it earlier. Man, he just felt like everything was slow for him, and no one can guard him. And it's the work that he put in during the summer.
You know, Austin, if I'm Nick Saban, who's a defensive guru through his career, and I get to Sunday and I say, I let one guy beat me, I didn't adjust. That to me would haunt him for a long time, because this guy single-handedly, you couldn't guard him.
But you couldn't adjust when Tennessee was moving him around and matching him up against different people. Like, it wasn't the same. He wasn't in the same spot over and over and over again. They had him moved around every which way. They were motioning him in and out of the backfield. He'd be on the left side. They'd motion him in the play, sometimes before the play. They matched him up with safeties. I mean, it was just a really good job by Alex Golish. Alex Golish, who's going to be a head coach sooner rather than later, has done a really great job of scheming things up, calling ball plays. I mean, I know Hype gets all the credit, but a lot of the credit needs to go to Alex Golish as well. He has done a really good job.
I will say this. When Alabama missed the field goal, and we've got video of this, obviously, and Tennessee's offense got the ball, you're like, you left him too much time, because the way they're playing, the way he's throwing, I mean, here's the fumble right here, and you thought at this point, oh, goodness, the game is over, 49-42.
I never felt that way. The only thing I thought is you potentially set yourself up to be left with Alabama with the ball last, which is what really kind of happened, but then they missed the field goal. Credit Tennessee's defense for being able to push Alabama back and make them kick a 49-yarder versus something shorter. They missed the 49-yarder. Credit Tennessee's offensive line. They've almost ran for 500 combined yards against LSU and Alabama the last 2 weeks. That's ridiculous when you really just say that out loud.
Look at the time.
And then Hendon Hooker.
Call of the game right there, by the way.
Yeah, again.
It was the right call.
I think that at that point when he's returning that, everybody in the stadium said, man.
It's over.
It's over, not this way. And then the flag on the field. And then here comes, that touchdown, the fifth one to Jalin Hyatt. And,
So we'll get past this game here, because from here, I said something to you. You guys on your VolQuest podcast on Friday, I guess it was. I was listening Friday morning, I think it was, and it was Thursday. It was Thursday. And I said, when we got out to our high school football game rivalry Thursday, someone had sent in a question about what happens if Tennessee gets to 11-1 but doesn't play in the SEC championship game. If they beat Alabama, lose to Georgia, don't go to Atlanta, would they be in the playoff? And I said, that was way too premature for you guys to answer that question. You should have waited till Monday.
No.
Okay, well, it's Sunday. So now we can ask the question. If you win every game and you don't beat Georgia, am I right in thinking if Alabama beats Georgia, Tennessee would not go, but if Georgia beat Alabama, Tennessee would? Is that a fair conversation to even have?
Well, I don't know, because I think a lot of it depends on how the games play out. What does Tennessee lose by? If Tennessee loses in Athens, what do they lose by? They lose by 21. They lose by 3.
Are we getting ahead of ourselves now, or is this
a
conversation we can now have?
No, I don't think so. But I think you can have this conversation now, because here's why. I don't think Kentucky can beat Tennessee.
I don't either.
They can't score with them.
No.
And Tennessee's defense can get enough stops. They got more stops yesterday against Alabama than I thought they would.
Missouri and South Carolina can't. Vanderbilt sure can't.
Yeah. So, for my liking, I think you can have this conversation. If they all three end up 11-1, I think it, presents this interesting dynamic, because it's kind of like that high school kind of three-way tie, and they've all beat each other.
If they all end up at 11-1,
everybody's going to say, well, Tennessee didn't make Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. If they all end up at 11-1, Jason, Tennessee doesn't get to Atlanta, and then everyone's pulling for Georgia to beat Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's strength of schedule should play a huge part here. I mean, Tennessee honestly should be the #1 team in the country today.
Best resume.
But you look at their resume. I think before the college football playoff, you said, all right, we got to get to Atlanta. That's the best path to get to the national championship game.
But is it now? But is it now?
It's not. So
Right.
why play an extra game?
No. It still is.
You
If
still
beat-
want to be
if
undefeated.
and now that you beat Alabama,
Sure.
if you play in Atlanta, that means you're undefeated. You're going to be in the college football playoff, even if you lose in Atlanta.
Well, I mean, you can still get there without getting to Atlanta.
You can,
is
yes.
my point. Yeah, that's my
Which was
point.
what I was
but
saying.
It's better to control your own destiny.
Sure it
And
is.
take care of business against Georgia. If you can get there without playing an extra game, hey, that would be ideal. But you don't want to leave it to that. Leave it to the voters. Go out there, handle your business against Georgia.
I want to go ahead and take a break and have a couple, 2-3 minutes for the last segment, because I want to ask the question, especially of Jason here. I've probably done this a number of times. How did Tennessee get here? It just seems like 18 months ago,
They were in the gutter. They were left for dead.
And
Yes.
now all of a sudden, everybody's got cigars and shooting off fireworks. We'll talk about that next.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Pilot Company, Ted Russell Ford, Food City, and Lincoln Memorial University.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Costa. Dr. Malone and I here at Knoxville Smiles are here to help you with any of your dental needs, whether it's a routine cleaning, a root canal, or if you just want some advice. Did you know that you don't have to settle for a denture anymore? My team and Dr. Malone are here to help you no matter where you're at and to help you figure out the truth for your dental health. So give us a call or visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Matlock Tire has a reputation for being a little bit old school. We're proud to be known for our outstanding hometown customer service. We've been doing things that way for over 60 years. But Matlock now offers new modern conveniences, such as family-friendly waiting areas, online appointment scheduling. You can even shop for tires and see our current stock right from your computer or smartphone. We invite you to stop into one of our 5 convenient locations or come see us online at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown service. Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
I chose LMU because I wanted doors to open for me. For my future to have endless possibilities. To know I could become anything I wanted to be. Objection, Your Honor. I always wanted to say that. So whether I wanted to be a veterinarian, a high school teacher, let's turn to page 32, or a successful dentist, I knew LMU would help me get there. All I had to do was open the door.
Well, you never know who might show up at lunch with you. You could win lunch with the Vols. You and 3 of your friends. We'll announce the winner December the 4th right here on the Locker Room Show at HillaryFrostHomes.com. You can go to the website. She's with Keller Williams, and you can register right there.
The question is,
what?
Well, if Tennessee just played the night before.
This is true. Well, yeah, December the 4th. I mean, lunch with the Vols is going to be, the next weeks after that.
No, I know that,
Correct.
but I'm saying when we announce it.
Oh, right.
Well, the Vols have just
Yeah.
played the night before.
How big would that be? Okay, so Jason, I remember not too long ago when you would watch Tennessee football and it was just boring, like 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden, it's just like, how did it happen? How did this happen?
Belief. That's it. I mean, look at Jalin Hyatt over here earlier. I mean, the work that he put in just gave him more confidence to go out there and make plays. And what Heupel and his staff has done, they've had this ability to have everybody on the football team believing that they can go out there and make plays and beat some of the best teams in the country, and that's what they've done. So the answer is belief, man, confidence.
They took what was here. Hendon Hooker was here. He had just gotten here. Previous staff was with him for like 13 seconds.
15 seconds in the show.
And then, they've developed those guys and then sprinkled in a few guys they brought in.
Although a number of guys left, and you understand that they did, but they also ran off the field like Henry To'oTo'o, and his words.
This what he did.
His words in the locker room says, "We will see them again."
To'oTo'o. This is it. To'oTo'o.
We'll see you next Sunday night, right here in the locker room. I will not be wearing orange again. That game doesn't count for this.